Good morning, my children, and once again, welcome back to your English class, the class of the teacher Jacob. For today, my children, we are going to commence with an activity, an exercise that is part of your teddy book and is related to sentences with the verb to be. So, if you want to work along with the teacher Jacob, you know the instructions. You have 5 seconds to pick up your book and your pencil case so we can start working together. I start counting. Para el día de hoy, chicos, vamos a hacer una actividad, un ejercicio que es parte de su teddy book. Ahora, para esta actividad vamos también a repasar el verbo to be, oraciones con el verbo to be. Así es que si ustedes quieren trabajar junto con el teachercito Jacob, ya saben las instrucciones. Tienen 5 segundos para ir por su libro y su estuchera empieza a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start. Now, the activity is located once again right here, teddy book, page 168. 168. So, as you can see here, in this activity, we have all the prepositions of place and the verb to be. First of all, before you commence with anything, before you commence, let's have a review of the sentences using this verb. Antes de que ustedes empiecen a trabajar, ahorita les voy a explicar qué tienen que hacer. Vamos a hacer un repaso de estas oraciones con el verbo to be. Remember that these sentences are divided in 3 parts: pronouns, the verb to be transformed, and an emotion, how we are physically, or the job. Recuerden que para nosotros, para que podamos hacer oraciones con el verbo to be, necesitamos 3 cosas. Necesitamos pronombres personales, necesitamos el verbo to be transformado y por último necesitamos una emoción, cómo somos físicamente o un trabajo. Okay? So using these 3 words we can have our sentences. Now, as I mentioned, the first part is the pronouns right here in color red. Now remember, a pronoun is a small word that we use instead of saying the name of a person. Recuerden que un pronombre es una palabra corta que vamos a utilizar en lugar de decir el nombre completo de una persona. Instead of saying Carolina, instead of saying teacher, instead of saying Fernando, we use pronouns. And we commence with I, yo, you, for boy or for girl, tú. Then we have he, él, she, ella, it, object or animal, we, nosotros, they, ellos. Okay? Very good. Now, the second part is the verb to be transformed. So for I, we have am. For you, we have are. For he, we have is. For she, we have is. For it, we have is. For we have are. And for they, we have are. The final word to conform a sentence, I already mentioned it, an emotion, happy, sad, angry, shocked, sleepy, afraid, how we are physically, if we are tall, short, fat, thin, or a job, policeman, fireman, postman, nurse, doctors, teachers, etc. Now, let's go back to the activity right here on page 168. As I mentioned it, we have the first 2 words of the sentences. We have prepositions of place and the verb to be transformed. Using your pencil, first of all, we have to trace all prepositions, all pronouns and the verb to be transformed. We have to trace them correctly and well traced. Antes de empezar a trabajar tenemos que remarcar los pronombres y el verbo to be transformado. Ya saben, remarcamos nosotros con lápiz, bien remarcado, bien derechito. Okay? Very good. Now remember, because this is a video, you can start working, and once you have finished, you can hit play to continue watching it. Recuerden que ahorita pues estamos viendo un video, por lo tanto, ustedes en lo que terminan de remarcar los pronombres y el verbo to be, ponen pausa. Ustedes cuando terminen, ahora sí, le pueden dar play de nuevo al video para que terminen de ver las siguientes instrucciones. So, I assume that by this point, all of you, my children, have finished tracing the preposition, the personal pronouns, and the verb to be transformed. So let's continue with the second part of the activity. Ahorita, a este momento del video, chicos, yo espero que ustedes ya hayan terminado de remarcar los pronombres y el verbo to be. Ahora vamos con la segunda parte de la actividad, que es la tercera palabra para conformar nuestras oraciones. So, with pencil, my children, okay, you are going to copy, vamos a ir copiando la tercera palabra una por una. Ya que hayamos copiado, next to, al lado, vamos a dibujar lo que dice la primera oración. Okay, so, the first sentence, it says, dice la primera oración, I am, yo estoy, I am sleepy. We are talking about an emotion. So, with your pencil, con su lápiz, ustedes van a copiar la palabra sleepy que se encuentra en la primera oración de su textbook. Okay? So, you are going to copy right here. Ya que hayamos remarcado I am, ahora sí, escribimos sleepy. And remember, sleepy is an emotion, like happy, like sad, like angry. For sleepy, remember, dormir. And the sentence, it says, I am sleepy. Yo estoy dormido. So, for this, remember, because we are talking about emotions, we draw an emoji, dibujamos un emoji that is sleepy. And don't forget to add the Z's at the next to the emoji. Okay? Very good. Let's continue with the second sentence, and it says you. Remember the pronoun you, tú, it could be for boy or for girl. You are, tú eres, you are a nurse. Remember, the nurse is the girl that helps the doctor cure people. Maybe by putting some vaccines or maybe by take caring of them. Okay? So, nurse in Spanish, una enfermera. You are a nurse. Tú eres una enfermera. So, for the second sentence, you have to write the word nurse. A nurse, because it's singular. Okay? And next to, we draw a nurse. Okay, so for the nurse, we can make something like this. Remember, nurses are girls. A hat with a cross in the middle, because that is a symbol of a person that cures people. Okay, that's it. We have the nurse. You are a nurse. Tú eres una enfermera. Let's continue with sentence number 3. And for this, we have the pronoun he for boy, or in Spanish, él. He is thin. Now we're talking about the physical appearance of a person. He is thin, which is the opposite of fat. This is fat, like teacher Jacob, and this is thin, in Spanish, delgado. So, first of all, you have to write in your teddy book the word thin, and then next to we write what the sentence says. So, he is thin. We are talking about a boy. Here's the head, the neck, the arms, and the body. Don't forget to add the legs, the shoes, nose, mouth. Okay, a little bit thin. Más delgado, like this. Once again, he is thin. Él es delgado. Sentence number 4. We have the pronoun she. Remember, she for girl, in Spanish, ella. She is a queen. Now we are talking about a job. Now if you don't remember, queen is the girl that has a crown on top of his head, and the crown is covered by beautiful stones. Queen in Spanish, reina. Okay, so she is a queen. Ella es una reina. So for this, don't forget to write in she is sentence a queen. No se les olvide escribir la palabra queen en la oración donde tenemos she is. And once you have written, then we continue with the drawing. So as I mentioned, a queen, for this we can only draw the head. A queen is a girl that has a crown, una corona on top of his head with beautiful diamonds, con diamantes muy hermosos. Okay, here is the hair, the eyebrows, eyes, nose, and the mouth. We have she is a queen. Ella es una reina. Next sentence, we have the pronoun it. Now remember, it for animal or object. It is, esto es, it is a dog. It is a dog. Remember, dog, perro. So, here in the sentence for it, don't forget to write a dog. No se les olvide escribir a dog para completar la oración. And then next to, we draw the dog. For this, once again, if you want to draw only the head of the dog, there is no problem. Si ustedes únicamente quieren dibujar la cara del perrito, no hay ningún problema. Okay? Next to, we have we. Remember, we, it's a specific group of people in which the person that is speaking or pointing is also involved. Recuerden, we, nosotros. So, it says, we are students. Okay? Now, we are students. We are talking about a job, a profession. Estamos hablando de un trabajo. ¿A qué nos dedicamos? Nosotros somos estudiantes. So for the sentence that includes we, don't forget to write students. Now if you remember, we are using an S at the end because we're talking about plural objects or people. So we are students. Now for this, If you want, we can only draw two people. Da dos personas. El que está hablando. And maybe a friend right here. Y a su amigo. And because these are students, let's put them some books. Vamos a dibujarles algunos libros. Okay, very good. And finally, sentence number 7, it says, they, and a specific group of people in which the person that is pointing or speaking is not involved. They, ellos, they are shocked, an emotion. They are shocked. Ellos están sorprendidos. So, for sentence number 7, don't forget to write, no se les olvide escribir, shocked in the sentence, okay? And because we're talking about emotions, let's draw our emojis. So for this, we can draw 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 emojis. And all of them are shocked. And that's it. We have finished the activity of today that is related to sentences with the verb to be. Now, as I mentioned it previously, these sentences, you can also apply them at home. You have the tools, ya tenemos las herramientas para nosotros poder hacer nuestras propias oraciones. The tools are pronouns, the verb to be transformed, and emotions or jobs. Recuerden, las herramientas que tenemos para trabajar son los pronombres, el verbo to be transformado y por supuesto emociones o trabajos y profesiones. So, as I mentioned it, you can practice them at home, okay? You can construct your own sentences by adding the vocabulary that we have learned. So, that's it for today, my children. Teacher Jacob is very happy to see my beautiful students of pre-primary continue practicing this type of sentences because these are one of the most important parts of this course. Have an excellent afternoon. Take care. Goodbye.